There's never a shortage of suffering for Klal Yisrael, and we remember vividly what happened in the last century. Anti-revolutionary hoodlums massacred Jews in pogroms. Young Jewish children were drafted to be Cantonists, enduring brutal abuse and forced conversion. Hitler annihilated almost all the Jews of Eastern Europe in extermination camp. The communists ripped away everything Jewish and prosecuted rabbis to death. The Jewish scholars were sent to Siberia facing extreme cold and starvation, yet we survived. As the Holy One, blessed be He, promised, we survived. With our grandparents observing family purity laws in rivers covered by ice 10 months a year, with mohels traveling through wild forests to form the covenants with Hashem, with tzaddikim keeping Shabbos and Yom Tov in Stalin's labor camps, with Talmidim Hahamim teaching Torah secretly under surveillance. We survived as a nation through the unimaginable Mesiras Nefesh of our grandparents. We survived. Now, the haze of history seems dissipated. Many of us complacently live in the modernized Western world with luxurious lives. However, unfortunately, not always Jewish lives. While the torturing of bodies and severe poverty of the previous generation are not threatening most of us, the lewdness, immorality, materialism, and heresies are. Rather than the direct attacks on bodies in the front, Yetzer Hara is trying to seize our souls from behind. Blinded by the vanities in the world of lies and led astray by the wicked shepherds who hide the truth. Klal Yisrael is plagued by ignorance and walking straight into the trap of Satan, with increasingly higher intermarriage rate and modernized liberal ideologies. With tznius becoming stringency and wasting seed becoming common practice. With Jewish kids dreaming of being gangster rappers instead of Torah scholars. How low are we going to sink? Stalin and Hitler did not finish us. Will we be finished by the numbing vanities and luxuries 80 years later? Our Father in heaven is neither blind nor deaf. Do we really need Him to wake us up again like 80 years ago? Worst yet, when our lost brothers and sisters finally wake up from the imaginary vanities and try to reach out for help and get the proper Jewish education, they are politely informed, "Sorry, this place is not for you." Their Jewish brothers and sisters threw them out because of their race, financial status, families, or simply not being one of them. What difference does it make if someone is Sephardic or Ashkenazic, whether they are religious from birth or learned just recently that Hashem exists, or if they are from a prestigious lineage or a new convert? We have the same Father in heaven. We need the Torah to nourish our souls and serve the Holy One, blessed be He, with full potential. In such an ignorant and spiritually deprived generation, if we will not help our own brethren, who will? We finally are in a generation where we don't have to fight for the basic right of survival. But will we now murder the souls instead of the bodies? As a Rav Yitzhak Zilber taught, the Torah says, "Hear, O Yisrael, Hashem our God, Hashem is one, and you shall love Hashem your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your resources." And how can we discern whether we love God with all our heart or not? It says further, "Let these matters that I command you today be upon your heart. Teach them thoroughly to your children. People who love God give their children religious education. This is the mission of our organization. We need to build the ultimate Orthodox community envisioned by not just us, but also Hashem, assisting Jews to realize their potential and fulfill their mission of life to serve the King of Kings. We guide Klal Yisrael from Brit Mila to Olam Haba. No one will be rejected because of their race or financial status. Regardless of background and age, all Jews who want the truth belong here. Our forefathers preserved the connection with Hashem for thousands of years. It's time for us to strike the final blow in the last generation. Partner with us in this holy mission. We shall exert all of our resources to serve the Holy One, blessed be He, and merit to see the arrival of King Messiah, and proudly proclaim,
Shema Israel.